Okay, welcome everyone to this morning's training. I'd like to pass you on to Jill. Jill's been in our team quite a while now. She's actually at the expert level and moving on within the team. So we do a lot of things like this, and Jill's had quite a bit of experience within this team and before here. Jill's really a good team player and also a local person to myself in Buxton. So I'd like her to pass on and start with the title of this week's subject and take over, really. Over to you, Jill.
Okay. Hi, everyone. So this is the next chapter of first year in network marketing, titled "Eluding the Meeting Minds," and I think that's not about holding meetings down a mine. It's about stepping on an exploding mine because you've maybe not chosen the best way of having a meeting. So the potential problem with meetings are that you might have an upline with a traditional business background, and a problem with that is holding many meetings, and that can actually distract new members from working the system and recruiting their network, because the thing that's being sold is come to this meeting, come to this next meeting, come to this next meeting, and actually what's really important is talking to people who might join. So traditionally, and all of this book, it's relatively dated, and it certainly doesn't take account of COVID. So the traditional way, when I got involved for a short time in network marketing a long time ago, was every week we were encouraged to bring prospects to a fairly large meeting in a hotel. And what the book says is that actually those meetings only sign up a small percentage of attendees, but they can take significant effort. They actually may have more benefit for the member of the upline who organizes the meeting, because for traditional network marketing, it's about selling physical things. And when I used to go, it was an opportunity to buy more stock. And in my case, to buy yet another fitting for putting a demonstration water filter onto different sorts of taps. So there was a sale, but it only benefited the person doing the presentation. They can be hard to duplicate because lots of people are afraid of speaking to large audiences. It's expensive to hire the room. Maybe it creates dependency because everyone in the team gets to expect that someone else will do the presentations. Doesn't seem to be a problem for us with Kalpesh doing lots of presentations by Zoom. Definitely, it can be embarrassing if you get a very low turnout when you've got prospects there. It's a big room and there's hardly anyone else there. Hotel meetings aren't private, so it may stop people going to them if they think they might be seen, and it might get back to where they're working at the moment, who might not like them having a job on the side. They don't exemplify freedom. The ones I used to go to, it was definitely business dress, and it was really rushing back from work in order to get out again to go to another meeting that was very business focused. If you do get lots of people to a big meeting, maybe it creates an illusion, or it might be true, depending on the network marketing business, that the market's saturated, there's already loads of people there. And it doesn't promote personal development in the sense of doing your own presentations. So what I've just described are the more professional meetings. And there are different sorts of meetings. Obviously, there's the main presentation, and then there are meetings that you may have after that with people who've been to that presentation. So the book describes the part-time adult daycare centre, where the leader invites anyone to drop in any time with a prospect, or to have a meeting, and it doesn't work very well. The book suggests it's an ego boost to those with few friends, and they can boost their social life. But it can be a way of coaching your downline by seeing them regularly, a bit like three-way calls. But it's probably not a productive use of time to grow your business, because you don't know when you'll be free. So it's not a good use of your time, even if it's good use of other people's time. The church service, that's the title of mine, really means a smaller meeting, a weekly meeting, which I think is why it's the church service going once a week, where the downline bring prospects to a leader's home for a presentation. I don't see a lot of problems with that compared with some of the other meetings, but it does say that it won't work, because if you create an exponential growth of members, then they won't fit in your home anymore. I think if you create an exponential growth of members, you can solve that problem, because it's a success. And indeed, when it says it can create codependency, how you would solve that problem is to encourage your downline to do their own weekly meetings once they've grown their team big enough. So I find it hard to see this one as a problem, but there we go. The next one definitely is a problem. So it's when you invite someone for dinner at your home, and they arrive and find that it's a presentation, maybe with dinner included, and it's ineffective. It'll cause people to get angry, and actually it's fraud, and our business is based on relationships, and this can kill a relationship. So definitely not a good one to try. Some people start to get some success at network marketing and think it will be good to look professional, and so they hire an office in order to have meetings. And that's probably not so good because it's expensive to hire the office. It's an overhead. And apparently it decreases the ratio of people who actually turn up and sign up, because some are intimidated by going to a business office rather than meeting elsewhere. So it significantly increases the number of people who arrange to show up and then don't. So not as effective as meetings in your office at home or elsewhere in your home. And renting an office isn't duplicatable, increases overheads, and perhaps doesn't exemplify freedom if people you're trying to introduce think that they're going to have to rent an office for themselves. You could meet in a bar or restaurant, but that's not that good an idea, because there's no way of giving a presentation easily, like no flip charts or presentation board, although you could take your laptop, I guess, but there's background noise and distractions. It says that there's at least one book that advocates napkin presentations. And I remember Volker sharing a napkin for a napkin presentation on one of the groups a week or two ago. But it's not easily duplicated anyway. And we're in a system where leaders teach and then teach people to become leaders and to teach their downline, and it's not the most efficient way. So the next meeting mine is meeting at the other guy's place. So you go to your prospect for a meeting, and that's not so good because you've got zero control about what you're going to find when you get there, especially if it's a prospect that you don't already know well. And there may be all sorts of distractions, like my cats might be much more distracting in person than if you were seeing them over Zoom. Children can completely take control, and it's not good use of your time because it's time consuming to get there and get back and get to the next whatever you're trying to do to grow your business. So finally we get to technology, and the book is extremely dated because it's talking about faxes, and so way dated. And within our business, Zoom presentations for meetings and trainings are very effective. So inviting your prospects to Zoom presentations is definitely part of our standard system. I'll come back to that in a short while, but first have some sort of quick summary, which is that successful meetings are duplicatable, so that as you grow your team, you can take over the role of being in charge of the meeting, and then you can teach them to have their own meetings. Zoom is very efficient at doing meetings, and has been the only way that we were able to go during lockdown. using your own home is also efficient. And it also warns that people who don't show up is normal. So if you're having a sizable sort of meeting in your own home, invite twice as many as you have room for, or at least invite more than you have room for. And just a reminder that we have lots of different meetings, and this applies to most of them, but the big hotel meetings and the church service meetings are probably more about recruitment. We obviously have other meetings for training and for personal development. The leadership training once a week is largely about personal development, as are the 5 a.m. meetings. So meetings are important to our business, and we need to keep them. Well, yes, this is from the book, short. We're not so good at the short meetings, but not to drag on endlessly if no one's getting anything from it, and simple and easily duplicated. So I'm going to stop sharing, and I have a question for you all. What do you think about the balance between Zoom meetings and meetings in person? When would you do one, and when would you do another? And especially those of you who are experienced in network marketing, what do you think has been lost by having Zoom meetings as the main method? Or do you think anything's been lost? Yeah. What do you think, Derek? I mean, I used to find that at least. Oh yeah, thanks, Darko. Personal attention. Yeah. I would agree. There are certainly people who won't. Well, the Kalpesh presentations, there it usually isn't the opportunity to ask questions, and people are maybe more scared to ask questions in the meeting itself, whereas you can chat to people before and after the meeting, especially the people you've taken there, and answer their questions without trying to arrange a follow-on meeting with them afterwards. That would be my take on it. But
yeah, no, I totally agree, Jill. And the other thing is, guys, you know, these little trainings where we are, there's nothing wrong with showing yourselves, right? We are amongst friends. We're not actually, there's no prospects here. So don't be afraid to start making friends with people. You know, the thing about this business, what's really good about it is the more friends you make, the easier it becomes for you. You can actually ask other people's help. You can ask other people's you know, opinion on things. We don't have to be working directly with our own team only. But the only way you can do that is start to actually engaging with people. And the important thing about it, this is a social business. This is a people business. If you're not prepared to engage with people, then you're going to struggle building it. And that's really, really important. You know, if you saw me at the beginning of this process, even at the beginning of the, you know, the lockdown period, I would not appear on video. I would not appear. I would not talk to people. But then I realized, look, I need to make this work, and the only way it's going to work is if I start engaging with people, and that's really, really crucial. We need to think about that, in terms of engagement, in terms of talking. How can we help you if you're not telling us how you're feeling about what we're doing? How can we help you if you're not engaging with everyone? It's important for you to understand this process, because this is the way we do it. Now, speaking of Zooms, I'm actually going to be doing a training next Saturday about how to actually work with Zoom and how I use it, because it's the most effective tool I've ever used in this industry. Once you understand how to use it, then it's very, very, very good. It's good for one-on-ones. It's probably the best way to actually bring people into this opportunity. And you can teach your team members at the same time, because they could be watching what's going on, watching what you're doing, and watching how you're building. So it's really, really crucial that you come to the trainings, and watch what people do. It's a great way to personalize it as well to individuals, because in advance sometimes the people, about them, you can actually start thinking what you're going to present. The whole idea is to engage with people and get to understand where they're coming from, what their needs are, what their wants are, or what they don't want. And then through that method, you're actually able to then say to them, this is an opportunity that will actually allow you to do that. Now, what's really unique about this opportunity, Boris, myself, and Volker were at the week, well, not weekend, so the weekend, the last couple of days, we were actually in Nottingham, and we were sharing a lot of stuff, and we were meeting people as well. So what I'll say about that is that we really worked out that this is almost, well, it's the best opportunity on the planet currently. There is nothing better out there. We've been in this industry over 35 years now, so we're able to appreciate what's out there and what isn't. We're approached on a regular basis. And the point about that is that we know what's going on the marketplace, if you like. And currently, we have not found anything better, although a lot of people have approached us about lots of things where we can actually join, and they say it's better, but until we actually break it down, there is actually nothing out there. But what I want you to do for next week, and this might be a bit of homework, I suppose, if you haven't got a Zoom account, please open one, because I'll be showing you how to use your Zoom most efficient way possible. The good thing about this is you can be working from anywhere. I've seen that John's just joined us. He's actually over in Vietnam. So if you give everyone a wave, John, that's brilliant. So we're actually, and some of the others, I know some of you actually are in Saudi Arabia, all over the UK, Uganda. We've got people in different places. And the point there is that we're able to actually communicate across the world using this feature, this Zoom feature. But not a lot of us use it to its advantage. Not a lot of us have actually done Zoom calls ourselves. We might introduce it and join it. One of the things I wanted to say was, with our Zooms, the meetings, this one, even the trainings, they're all open to guests. We're very transparent. We don't mind if guests come into these, because then they can actually appreciate what we do and how we help people. It's important to understand that. Don't just use the presentations only for guests. If you make it part of your whole week in terms of what you're able to invite people to, we've had people join off of the back of some of the other things like the training days and even the 5 a.m. club. I had actually somebody who literally signed up after being in the 5 a.m. Mastermind club. It's important for you to say, to people, ask them to join according to what they're available for, etc. So don't make it just the presentations. The presentations can be part of the whole process, or you can actually introduce a video that's recorded so people can see that. So anyone here now, any questions about, the early days, about presenting, about anything really? We're open. We've got an open session now, so let's go talk about it. Even the Zooms. How many of you actually have been in business quite a while now and haven't used a Zoom? And if so, why not? There might be reasons why you haven't. So I'd like to hear that as well. Does anybody want to say something? Anthony, you want to make any comments?
Good morning, Derek.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay. Right. I take part in Zooms, but I don't ever, do my own Zoom. So I'm just a participant.
Okay, so why is it that you won't use the Zoom, or you can't use a Zoom to speak to somebody, or any friend of yours, or anything, any reason?
It's more to do with the confidence and knowing a little bit more. I wouldn't do something until I fully understand it. So at the moment, every time I share something, people go on, they go on YouTube and they find some crazy stuff. They throw it at me, and I just ignore it. I just tell them what I do and how it's working for me. And the basic thing I say is this is about reward system, and we get benefits. It's not benefits. We get rewarded for this type of membership. Okay. So I'm just learning.
When it comes to presentations, it's about knowing your material. And when I first joined in May, I didn't know anything about the company. I attended every single presentation I could. I attended every single training I could. And that's the way I learned. I learned by watching and then doing. So it's important at some stage to take charge of your own business. As long as you're relying on everyone else, you're actually literally not in charge of your own business. You're actually allowing other people to control the way your business goes. So I totally understand that people are reserved and don't know how to answer questions. But again, if you go into the training sessions on the Hyperfund, on CalPush's trainings and everything else, they actually explain what to say to people. They do that regularly. When people throw curveballs at you and you don't know what to answer, well, the thing is, maybe some of us need to listen to those presentations a few more times, because once you get it, then it's not very difficult. The next week, I will actually go through my thought process prior to doing a presentation. I'll go through how I handle the different aspects of the Zoom. Again, it's understanding it. In the beginning, I didn't know what buttons to press, where to press, how to do it. It was quite difficult to actually appreciate the Zoom itself. It's quite technical. But you can practice with friends, you can practice with family, you can practice with anyone, even with us, you can practice. It's really good. I've had people in my downline who are very, very, Jill's a prime example. In the beginning, Jill didn't really do much on Zoom or anything else with me or the business because she didn't understand it. But now she's actually doing a lot and having reached the expert level, growing in the business as well. So it's important for you guys to actually start practicing, because as long as you don't, you will remain stagnant. It's one of those things. You need to take leadership role in your own businesses. And the way to do that is actually to start, even one-on-one. You don't have to do it a lot of people. You can do, 2 or 3 people. Most of the presentations I do are actually on a one-to-one basis, or somebody's introduced me to someone. Then I've made contact with that person. In fact, John's our newest person. Maybe he could make a little bit of a comment on how he felt the whole thing went, from a prospect's point of view who's just joined. John, it'd be good to hear your opinion. Just unmute yourself.
Can you hear?
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Well, what Anthony's just said, I'm the same as Anthony. I've just been a participant really with Zoom. I've only ever used it when people have sent links. But as far as the people who go on YouTube and look up all the things and stuff, I am that man, because I looked up at things, and obviously there's smoke and mirrors with everything. Even the whole crypto thing has smoke and mirrors. You find good things and bad things. And I would say I probably put Derek through the mill with all my questions, and he's been very patient with me. And I signed up because it's not a big risk if you haven't gone in with a lot of money, and I have suffered the exit scam by other people. So Derek had quite a task really with talking to me. So I'm brand new, and you know I'll see how things unfold. But all the things that were sent to me, I took a couple of weeks to look over it. I looked over it 2 and 3 times. I didn't just look at it once, and I did have a lot of questions for Derek. But you know, Derek was transparent with me and showed me, you know, what it's been doing for him. And my friend Deborah, who just joined, you know, it's starting to deliver what it shows to deliver. So, you know, I just really need to see how things unfold from that and learn the ropes, so to speak.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing, John. That's great. Good. Okay, Darko, what have you been doing? Have you been doing any presentations yourself, or have you done any one-on-ones?
Good morning, Derek. Good morning, everyone. As a matter of fact, before maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I don't know when the Zoom actually started. I've been using it to teach children English language in Serbia. So I have been actively using it, but now I'm mainly focused with talking to my friends about this opportunity when I'm home and when I'm available. So I find it very useful, and I often use it because sometimes I just feel that it's more efficient, like Jill said, than to go to a bar or somewhere we may get distracted. So I think that Zoom is very useful for me. Like Anthony said, I'm also a beginner, but concerning with the Zooms and the calls, I don't have any issues with that. So I use it often.
Okay, thank you, Darko. And Jill, you've actually done presentations via downline, haven't you?
Yeah. Though the first time I got into, I mean, I've used Zoom at or equivalent at work, but never as the person who initiated it. But as soon as I started to have people that I signed up, I needed to get them to fund their account, and Zoom is so useful to be able to share my screen and get them to share their screen and talk them through that process of filling in the sign up form, and then how to set up an exchange account and how to move money into it and exchange it for USDT and send that to the hyperfund account. And when I first signed up, Volker did that with me, and so trying to duplicate that was an obvious thing to do. And then I've got someone in my team who is much better than I am at finding people who are interested and want and getting them to presentation. So I've used Zoom to have 3-way calls with her and people who are interested, and three people have signed up as a result of that.
Okay, great. And then what I will be covering how how you actually put together the oops, what's going on here? Somebody keeps knocking their mic, I think. Mims, if you could keep your microphone off, that'd be brilliant. Thank you, unless you actually want to speak. Okay, so yeah, the next week. Right, sorry about that, guys. Somebody's obviously not paying attention to the training that we're doing today. Okay, so yeah, next week I want to cover actually how you go about setting up a Zoom presentation and what things you need to think about. I'll be doing that in a lot more detail. So yeah, if you haven't got a Zoom, that's free. The thing about Zoom is it's free, and you can have up to, I think, about 20 or 30 people in a call. Not that any of you will necessarily be doing that, but the thing is, it allows you a lot of freedom. And once you've set it up, it's easy to actually book a room with somebody. It could be, in your same town. It could be, another country. It doesn't really matter because it just brings people together very, very quickly. So what I'm going to be teaching you is how to share screens and how you get in and get organized in advance of the Zoom. So for example, if I was doing a sharing now, I could actually go straight into something by just sharing a particular page. So I could go, for example, to my Hyperfund page because I've already got it loaded, and that allows you to then see what I want to show you. So what I do is in the background, I actually get things ready so I can show people what's in there. I can show them what's going on. The back office bit is really, really good, and this is the bit I show quite a lot of. When I go into the back office, I go to my purchase membership packages, and what this is, it's a timeline, and this is really important. Even if you guys haven't got a lot of money in there or you just started, it doesn't matter. What it's doing is showing a timeline, and it's also showing people that you're actually making money. So I've got 3 memberships there that I purchased in the beginning, and the fact that they're complete means that instead of 600 days, they actually completed with under 2 months, and that's quite significant. And you actually show people how it actually works, and I'll be covering that next week, so it actually helps you understand it better. Also, maybe I'll cover some of the back office so you understand what's what. For example, the 36 HU here is just my own money that's coming through my own HU, and then this is the team, so significantly more than what I've got. But in some cases, people have actually invested 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. So sometimes this figure here is bigger than the hyperdrive rewards from the team. And it doesn't really matter which way round it is, but the thing is, either way, you can accelerate your actual rewards. So I show them that, and then also Boris has recently been showing people MOF. MOF is the currency that we use to actually take money out before converting back to USDT. And the significance about that is that's owned by Hyperfund. So the fact that MOF is owned by Hyperfund, there are now over 1 million people in this business, and quite a significant amount of people are making withdrawals. So the value of MOF is very clever what they've done actually. The value of MOF is actually going up quite significantly. So since I started, I think it started well below $1, and now it's hovering around the $180, $180, 182. And every single withdrawal I've made since I started withdrawing in July, I've actually made a profit, and that's after fees. So I was looking at, because I was able to be with Volker and Boris over the last 3 days in Nottingham, I was actually looking through Volker's, Boris's upline. So Boris was sponsored by Volker. Volker was, Boris sponsored me. So that's the line of, membership, if you like, how we were in. So anyway, I looked at Volker. He's made 59 withdrawals, and he's made over $1,000 in profit by just making sure that he bought low and then obviously exchange into USDT high. So again, we'll cover those things once people actually, we do it on an individual basis. Once people start making withdrawals, it's probably a bit too complex if people haven't actually got to that stage at this stage. It's important to understand that the process is there. So there's lots of things we can actually show through Zoom, and it's important for you to understand how much you've got access to through that. And you know, guys, it's really easy to actually do a presentation. If you don't want to do one, Anthony, what you do, you get the video, CalPush's video, you play it to your people who are actually on the Zoom call. We did that the other day. We had about 20 people on the call, including, and I keep mentioning this because of the significance, but we had the member of the royal family of Madagascar, it was a prince, well, it was his daughter that actually came on the call, and you know, and they watched the video. We didn't do a presentation. So don't be afraid to think that you've got to do a presentation. All we then did at the end was I'll answer questions, and already 6 people, including the royal family, are actually joining. 3, I think, have signed up already and put money, and the royal family are actually working out how they're going to do it. Well, the prince joins first, and then his daughter underneath him, and etc. They're trying to work out which is the best way. So they're going to be funding it too. So you know, it's important to say to you that, you know, these Zooms don't have to be where you do all the talking. You can actually, you know, put a video on, let people watch it, and then answer the questions. If you can't answer questions, then, you know, invite one of your upline who knows more than you to be able to help you. What's wrong with that? Because again, I didn't learn how to do this until I saw Boris do it a number of times, until I saw Volker do it a number of times. I wasn't the person who was actually answering the questions because I didn't know what the answers were. It's quite funny, I reached a level of expert and I didn't know what actual impact that had on my business. I had to go to Boris and say, Boris, I'm expert now. What happens to me? How much do I make? I haven't got a clue, you know. So I'm learning all the time still. You know, I'm at V2 now, and I can't wait till the 5th of this month, in fact Tuesday, because I'll be getting my first bonus check now. I don't know how many of you guys have learned that when you get to V2, you're actually getting a bonus check of in excess of $4,000 per month. So that gives me the opportunity to live on that because I am actually full-time in this, and all the money that's coming through on the daily rewards will be rebuys, you know, which will significantly make an impact on my business, because at the moment I'm taking a lot of it out to live on. So V2 is very good level to go for. Just from your point of view, and again, that's all explained in the presentation when CalPush does it. See, if you watch 3, 4, 5, 6 presentations, you're going to pick up different things every time. And I always say to people, you know, if you come to a training, use the supermarket technique. You might know something, or you might not, but in a supermarket, you just take what you need at the time. You know, if you're new at this, start learning it for your team. If you're brand new at this, start learning it, and that's it basically. Once you've learned it, then you start becoming more confident about talking about it with other people. But in the meantime, use your upline, use anyone in your upline team to help you, where you can watch them. And that's the good thing about Zoom calls as well. You can watch them do what they need to do. And again, we try and make it very duplicatable. You'll tend to notice a lot of repetition. And the reason why is because if things are repeated on a regular basis, then you will actually begin to do it yourself and then pass that on, and it becomes a duplicatable business. When you get to, you know, 100, 200, 500, 1,000 people, then it's quite funny when you actually listen to some presentations and somebody tells a joke and it's the same joke you told like ages ago. You realize that it's actually duplicated down. It's quite a good thing. So you know it's working. And the whole thing about the system and the duplication and everything else is keeping it together. And that's why we have the WhatsApp group to help people as well. But this is, I mean, I'm a product of this. I'm not somebody special. I've just gone ahead and thought, right, I need to learn this. And based on my learning, I'm able to actually, you know, tell people about it. Nothing to do with my abilities or anything. It's just that I decided to listen to every single CalPush presentation I could, including recordings on YouTube. And the more I listened to them, the more experience I got, the more the better I got at being able to then talk to people about it. So let's we're coming up to 1:15. Somebody over there is trying something. Okay, so anyone want to ask any questions before we sign off? So this is like a training video, but we will do a proper one next Saturday. Thank you, Jill, for your chapter 7, is it, that we had today? I forget. I can't hear you.
Yes, chapter 7.
And the book is available, PDF, Jill. If you could actually put that into the WhatsApp group for people who are newish, and then they can actually pick up on that PDF and read through it themselves, which is really useful. Okay, at some stage today, that'd be brilliant. So guys, yeah, the PDF is available on the book that we're following every week. We're trying to sort of go into more detail on each chapter. Today was actually about meetings and presentations, and that was really well done, Jill. This recording will go onto my YouTube channel, so you can actually pick up on that chapter again and look through it. You know, it's worth it just to go through the chapter, and also read the chapter yourself, because you pick up more. Obviously, there's a lot more detail in the book than we're able to present every week. So anyone else want to say anything before we go? Any comments? Anything that you want to add or anything like that?
Yeah. I can't actually find the book. It used to be in group information files on the Telegram group, but
Okay. I'll look it up and see if I've got it in my files and post it on. Okay, that's great, no problem. Okay, well, thank you very much, everyone, for being here today. So today is Saturday. We have at 10:30 technical training done by corporate. Corporate means the five stars and above. They actually do the presentations for that. Always very useful. They cover things like live on actually how the money is taken out, and that's why we don't cover it on our training, and how it's moved from your account into your bank. Even they cover everything, and it's live. It's done with people who've actually got money to actually take out to among the five-star people. So I recommend you look at that. And then again, guys, the reference, you know, the trainings and everything that we got, where you actually put in the 2 passwords. The leadership training, you put the password in. I forget whether that's hyper, I think, and then the 1360 is the other one. So if you get hold of that, if you haven't, get hold of your upline and get them to send you the information, and then all the recordings are there. The recordings, what we do here on a Saturday, are all on my YouTube channel. So if you just go to Derek Tellis, and you'll find it there. Subscribe to me, that'd be brilliant, because every time a new video comes out, you'll be notified. And then you can go and watch the videos. And again, there are other videos on my channel, so you need to actually get a hold of them and have a look at them. And again, the idea of the Saturday, which is this morning one, is actually called Getting Started. So we cover various aspects of getting started, inviting people, following up on people, Zoom calls, which we're going to be doing next week. So we're really trying to give you all the tools that you need to build your businesses, and hopefully we can help with that. And you know, don't be afraid to ask any questions, and also don't forget you are allowed to put your videos on. It's not going to frighten us off, or you know, we're not going to fall over and die or anything. Just let's be a bit more sociable, because we are in the same team, and mostly the people who come in on the Monday are actually members. So I'd recommend that you actually start opening up and become more sociable. I will actually maybe ask people to introduce themselves next time, so that we can actually get a feel of where people are from, and you know, what they're doing currently, their job wise, if they are in jobs, etc. And yeah, it's interesting, because I know everyone here, but everyone here doesn't know each other. So okay, that's important. All right, brilliant. Well, thank you very much, everyone, and look forward to seeing you soon. And don't forget the 10:30 if you're available to attend it, and the presentations every day 6:30. We are actually doing different presentations now. The company is for different parts of the time zones. We've got Asia, and we've now got USA times as well. It was all UK 6:30 p.m., but now there are actually other time zones, because we're expanding in those other parts of the continents. So yeah, thank you very much, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.
Yeah, thank you.